Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is, I have no idea. This is Deja with Twisted Sisters Mojo. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you are a regular, welcome back. We love you guys. Today's reading is going to get a little bit down and dirty, a little juicy. And the subject of today's reading is, you got two lovers, which one do you choose? Alright guys, so let's get on it. Alright, so we are going to divide the deck up into however many piles end up dividing into, usually 4. So we've got pile 1, we've got pile 2, we have pile 3, and we have pile 4. Two lovers, which do you choose? Now this is probably going to end up being a little bit longer than our normal quick down and dirty readings, but we're going to see what happens. So you got two lovers. Which one do you choose? All right, if you pick pile 1. Okay. Interesting. This is a pretty clear-cut reading, clear-cut answer. All right, your first person, your first lover. Yes, the sex is great. Yes, you feel that physical connection. Yes, you're passionate about each other. Your second lover, a little more laid back. Yeah, you got that hot thing going. Maybe you lost a little bit of the romance. So let's take a look at your first lover, the one that you got the hots, for, the one that you're all hot and passionate about. All right, so you've got the 8 of Cups in its reverse. You have the Knight of Wands in its upright. And then you have the 2 of Wands in its reverse. All right, my dear, if you are looking at the two lovers and you're comparing them, you've got your first lover who is, like I said, you've got the hots for. Baby, it's not going to last. At some point, you have to take a real in-depth, realistic look at this situation. And honestly, once you do that, you're going to realize that just because the sex is good doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship is going to be long-lasting. Now, with your second lover, the one that is more stable, the one that maybe you've been with the longest, you have the the Page of Coins. You have the Ace of Cups in its upright. I don't know why that's not focusing. And then you have the World card in its upright. Baby, stick with the tried and true. Stick with the one that you honestly love. Even though you may not feel like you're in love or in love anymore, I think that maybe you're a little distracted by the passion and the sex with your first lover. So you kind of got to go back to what you know, what is more, has more potential for it to be long lasting. And that is the person that you honestly, if you look deep in your heart, you realize that you do love and you still have love for. In other words, sex ain't all, I mean, sex is great, passion is great, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you want to leave the person that you honestly have feelings for. Because that's where the potential for it to be long lasting is. So, sweetie, you know, put your hormones in neutral and go with the one that you know in your heart is the person that loves you the hardest and loves you the most. So, that's if you picked pile 1. Love over sex. Alright. If you pick pile 2, ooh. Ew. Ew, ew, and ew. Alright. The 2 individuals that you are interested in. Alright, you got some cards for both of them. You've got the Justice card in its reverse position. You have the 4 of Wands in its reverse position. And then you have the Knight of Coins in its reverse position. The second individual, you have the Tower card in its upright. You have the 5 of Coins in its upright. No, reverse, upright, reverse, upright, reverse. And then you have the 7 of Wands in its upright. Ew. Okay. If you are currently engaged in a situation where you are playing and dealing with 2 individuals who are not aware of each other, you need to be careful because that situation is about to come to an end. You are going to get caught. So you need to be extremely careful. Because what it is looking like is that you could lose both of them. And when that situation comes about, it is going to be ugly. Take my word on this. This is going to be ugly. I would say that the first individual, the one that the newer one, the one that you have not been seeing the longest, is probably not all that they are pretending that they are. It's a very precarious situation. It is a situation that you are dancing with the devil, baby. Dancing with the devil. So yeah. You need to be extremely careful. The second individual, I'm not, there is hope for the relationship to get better. The problem is that I'm not sure that in your heart of hearts, you have not already checked out. If you've already checked out, baby, you need to go ahead and really consider cutting them both loose, because you do not want the situation to be found out any other way. So call it a preemptive strike, but looking at what I'm looking at, I would cut them both loose and start fresh. I think that you could do better on both counts. So that's if you pick pile 2. If you have picked pile 3, okay, if you pick pile 3, the 2 individuals we're looking at, the first one, the newer one, the one that you have not been engaged with as long. You're looking at the 5 of Swords in its upright. You are looking at the Knight of Cups in its upright. And then you're looking at the 6 of Swords in its upright. I can tell you right now that this individual is not all that they are proclaiming themselves to be. While you may see them as being on the surface excuse me. You may see them on the surface as being like perfect and fantasy, like there definitely are some quirks to this individual's personality, and I don't see you staying with them for any long extended period of time. With your second individual, excuse me, I'm blub blub this morning. You have the Star in its reverse position. You have Strength in its reverse position, and you have the Ace of Pentacles in its reverse position. Now, the thing with your first partner, the one that you've been with the longest, you need to face the reality of why you got with them in the first place. Was it because they make good money, or they are financially secure? You need to really take some good hard looks at why you got together with them in the first place, and ask yourself, are you truly in love with this person? Are they really the one that you want to be with? So if I had to make a choice based on what I'm looking at, I would probably take a really hard, long look at my motivation behind choosing the two individuals that you've chosen. And just like in pile 2, you might want to take a step back and make some hardcore decisions, because at some point your newest love interest, they're going to show themselves to maybe be a little heavy-handed, a little arrogant, maybe not necessarily, the personalities are not necessarily going to mesh with yours on that level. The first one, you need to take a good hard look at why you got together with them in the first place, and what is it about them that put you off to the point where, you know, you're thinking about somebody else. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I would say that over the two, if I had to make a choice, I would probably go with the more settled of the two, the one that has the potential to be a lifelong partner versus someone that you may get annoyed with and walk away from. So that's if you picked pile 3. I know that probably wasn't a huge help, but it does fall on you to really take a good hard look at what it is that you want and need in a relationship. And if neither one of those people is giving it to you, hit the bricks, deuces. All right, so if you pick pile 4, ew. All right, if you picked pile 4, which lover do I choose? All right. All right, the newest one, the one that you've had the shortest time, the shortest experience with. You're looking at the 4 of Cups in its reverse position. You are looking at the Queen of Cups in her reverse position, and then you're looking at the 7 of Cups in its upright. Sorry, I just kind of had a brain fart there. With the person that, and what spirits tell me is you haven't really been involved with either one of these for a long period of time. The second individual, the one that you've had contact with maybe the longest, you're looking at the Moon in its reverse position. You're looking at the 6 of Cups in its upright position, and you're also looking at, unfortunately, the 10 of Swords. in its upright. So what that's telling me is that the person that you have been contacted or been in contact with, been seeing the longest, it's probably not the healthiest of relationships. The reason being is that there's a lot of baggage that is associated with both of y'all that y'all need to deal with. So if you're hoping that this is going to be like a long-term, forever kind of situation, it's probably not, because the base of the relationship is not healthy. You have to fix the problems if you want this to work. What I'm looking at right now, it's not the best of relationships, and unless y'all really buckle down, it's probably not gonna last. And that unhealthiness, those root problems, is a big contributor to why you have maybe been pushed into seeking contact with someone else. Now, with this first person, the one that you've been in contact with the Four of Cups, it talks about a lot of distance. So we're looking at someone that maybe is someone that you met online, someone that does not live close to you, someone that you haven't connected with emotionally at this point. Yes, there is some interest, but you're still kind of up in the air. You still are dealing with confusion. Which way do I go? Who do I want? Do I want a relationship in any capacity? And I think with what I'm looking at, because, let's see, let's flip a couple more cards. It's not right. Okay. All right. So with the first individual, the newer one, we're looking at the High Priestess. I would say that you need to listen to what your intuition is telling you. Your heart knows what it is that you need. The potential for this long distance relationship is there. It is very much there. And it probably, by all indicators, it could be a very positive thing for you. So, you really need to you're overthinking things a little bit. Listen to what your intuition is telling you. If you are feeling connected with this person, even though they're long distance, go for it. You only live once, but you have to deal with this unhealthy relationship first, because it could get very ugly if you don't. So deal with your current relationship. Deal with, either ending it or fixing it. I would lean more towards ending it, because it doesn't look like it's really good for either one of you. And allow yourself a couple months to recover and really get to know this person that you're talking to, and give it a shot. So there you have it. Ditch the old, in with the new. All right, guys, so that has been Which Love Do I Choose? Which Lover Do I Choose? And this has been Deja with Twisted Sisters Mojo. Do us a favor, leave us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys on the next video.